Hi, do you mind if we bother you for a minute?
Sure.
You can catch your breath for a moment too if you need to.
I'm good.
What kind of drinking water do you usually drink?
I usually drink bottled water.
Drink filtered water
Bottled water?
In Arizona, bottled water.
because of the environmental aspect.
Only because the tap water kind of tastes a little bit funny.
We were the largest city in the United States to rely totally on groundwater. My name is Ian Pepper, and I'm a professor at the University of Arizona, and I'm co-director of the Water and Energy Sustainable Technology Center, known as WEST. Water sustainability is important to Arizona because we don't have a lot of it. We average about 11 inches of rain here in Tucson. I believe Phoenix is a little less. So we don't get much rainfall, so every drop of water is in fact precious. And if you think of it, there aren't many renewable sources of water that we can use. Historically, Tucson used groundwater, so we're getting a significant amount of our water now essentially from the Colorado River. And in fact, now 84% of the water that we use is Colorado River water. That, coupled to conservation, has actually meant that Tucson is in pretty good shape with respect to its water sources. But things can change very quickly, and so if you think in terms again of sustainability, you have to think beyond, are we okay for 5 years or are we okay for 10 years? We want to be okay for the foreseeable future. The gorilla in the room, of course, is climate change. So with increased temperature, you're seeing dwindling amounts of water. And don't forget, we are not the only community that is taking water from the Colorado River. That is supplying water to people in many different states. And in fact, we are towards the end of the pipeline. So if it dries up, we could be in trouble. First of all, let me say that bottled water is not regulated at all. So it's kind of potluck as to whether it's safe. Of course, here in the States it is. I would remind you that if you travel to certain parts of the world, be careful with the bottled water. It may not be the quality that you're expecting. One of the things that we're very interested in is the water quality of reclaimed water for potable reuse. Now, reclaimed water means water that is the end product of sewage treatment. It used to be called effluent, but it now receives additional treatment and it's termed reclaimed water. Reclaimed water for potable reuse is part of the solution to water sustainability in the Southwest. But there are two parts to that issue of using reclaimed water for potable reuse. First, you must have a world-class advanced treatment train with the various components that I mentioned. However, the second thing you need is assurance for the public. What if there was a problem with one of the components of the treatment train? What if you got a little nick in one of the membranes that allowed contaminants through? Or the advanced oxidation wasn't working properly? Do we have the technology to detect incremental failure? So I'm not talking about massive failure, but failure where the water quality deteriorates just a little bit.